Hello and welcome, No, we don't have time for that. This is a serious discussion because this is a serious video because this is actually happening. Bloons TD Battles 2. Today we're going to discuss everything we know about Bloons Tower Defense Battles 2, which mostly comes from this picture right here and from a couple Ninja Kiwi employees. That's all we really know. But this picture is very, very informative. So first of all, let's start off where we got this picture from. It just so happened that in the most recent Ninja Kiwi update video, in which Sam talks about the update, he does it every single time, they left a little tiny Easter egg in the bottom right corner of this video. And what this is it's an iPad version of what looks like and what is Bloons TD Battles 2. Now, when you zoom in on this guy, you flip it over, you make it look all pretty and nice and everything. Thank you very much, whoever made this photo. I don't even know who it is. I just kind of found it on the internet at this point. Thank you very much for making this video, this photo, by the way. This is what we get. All right, so there's a lot to talk about. First and foremost, Battles 1 versus Battles 2. What's going to be the big differences? Honestly, mainly the towers. If you just take an overarching, glancing view at everything, most things look fairly similar. You've got kind of the money on the top, you've got the round number, you've got your income, you've got lives in the top, you've got balloons that you can send in the bottom, and you've got towers that you could build on the bottom as well. All of that combined together means that Battles 2 won't be that different than Battles 1. It's just going to be different strategies because we have different towers. Think about the difference between BTD 5 towers and Bloons Tower Defense 6 towers. They're all different and mysterious in different ways, so we really have to kind of think of them as completely new games. And that's why Battles 2 is going to be so much different here. That all being said, let's discuss each of these things individually. So let's start at the very top here. Let's look at the life count. You're going to notice that it looks like there's a green, yellow, kind of orangish, and a red tint here. And I think that all that is a gradient for the amount of lives that you have. As you go lower, it's going to turn darker and darker red, meaning it's scarier and scarier, and you don't want to lose those last few lives, because as you lose that last life, you lose the game. Again, very similar, still 150 lives, kind of expecting it to be that way. Then we look at the lives, or the money. Now, the money is $999,006. That is probably because they're in some sort of sandbox mode. Ninja Kiwi has either left a sandbox mode in BTD Battles 2, or they've decided just to have the developer version just kind of be their instance here that we're showing off. So that's kind of cool. As far as the round is concerned, round 6. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. We're on round 6 right now, so that's going to be an important factor in how we look at some of the other things that we've got going on in the game, unless Ninja Kiwi's just trying to trick us somehow. Then we look at the income, which is most likely this next thing on the top here, just next to the round. Looks like some sort of hammer or something like that, or maybe just some sort of coin and money symbol or something like that. Looks like maybe the arrow is just a green arrow next to the number 251. I don't know what that symbol is. It's just probably incorporating some sort of income aspect to the game, which is very, very important. Obviously, the higher income you have, the more money you're making, and the better you're going to be off in the long run here. Then, again, the life count on the right here. So that's just the top here. Let's go down to the bottom and look at the importance of these towers and these balloon sends. So now at the very bottom left, you've got Gwendolyn's. That means we've got heroes incorporated into this game right here. Oh. Now, I kind of expected if they were going to make a Battles 2, they were going to have some sort of hero aspect to the game. They seem to enjoy that a lot. Heroes are big in BTD 6. There's a lot of them. We have to assume that all the heroes from BTD 6 are going to be popping into battles. And that means that we have to think about how we're going to use these heroes. And I think one of the main things about the heroes is going to be their abilities. There's got to be some sort of ability usage based on these heroes here. They have 2 abilities in BTD 6. We assume they're going to have at least 2 abilities in BTD battles, but we don't know for sure. We also have to talk about the experience of these heroes. They've got to be incorporated in a fair way. They cannot be they cannot gain the exact same experience as they do in regular BTD 6, because that would make them possibly too overpowered. And it could be all about just building your hero at the right time, just kind of letting them do everything for you forever. Instead, hopefully they design this game in a way that is balanced and has your hero not only be a good addition to your team, but be kind of a necessary combo factor with all of your other towers here. And if you look, again, from the bottom left here, we see Gwendolyn, but we do know that Quincy is on the screen as well, just over here, kind of in the middle of the map as well. next to our Dart Monkey and Tactutors, and you notice that there is going to be more than one hero. I do wonder if they're going to be paid heroes, or you're going to have to unlock heroes in some way. You just have a couple free heroes and eventually unlock others, but I assume that all of them will be in the game, but that is, of course, an assumption. Moving over, we've got, it looks like, only 3 other towers. So in regular BTD battles, there was an ability to get 3 towers with an extra bonus tower. Now, I've recently found out that people generally didn't like that much, but I didn't mind it at all. I thought it added a little bit of a luck factor and added sort of a fun tinge to the game. You know, not every game needs to be hardcore, play it to the absolute best. Sometimes it's about having fun, doing different strategies and stuff, and that's why I thought that was a fun way, or a fun addition to the game. But either which way, they recently took it out of BTD battles, and that seemed to make most people, or especially the hardcore players, fairly happy. But we're noticing the submarine, the wizard, and the ninja. So not showing us anything too crazy here, but we do notice that those towers exist. And we also have to assume that they have the same exact upgrades as Bloons Tower Defense 6, so they've got a bunch of different paths that we can go down now. So even though in BTD Battles 1, you'll get 3 towers with 2 paths, now having 3 paths per tower is going to open up a whole new level of strategies. That's something I think we have to think about with only 3 towers here and a hero. You still have a lot of strategies that you can use, and tower choice is going to be, honestly, really important here, but not as important as in Battles 1. Then right next to that, we've got the 2 what looks like Bloon energies and monkey energies. So this is, again, sort of a core aspect of mobile battles, but not original Flash battles. They incorporated this into mobile battles where you get Bloon abilities and monkey abilities that allow your towers to either attack faster or allow you to send out Bloons that are stronger. Both of these seem to be into the game at this point. One thing that I will say before I go too deep into this is that I really, really, really hope that Ninja Kiwi does not add some sort of crazy, super fantastic, amaze-tastic abilities into this game here. That are unlockable by playing for a long time or, of course, spending money. That is what ruined Battles 1 for me, and I think it ruined Battles 1 for a lot of other people. It added a new fun to it for a little while, but you soon realized that it was not about strategy anymore. It was about who spent the most time and money earning these crazy abilities and who cheated the system basically the best. Next to that, we've got the balloons. So you've got the red balloons, blue balloons, green balloons. You can see on the bottom here, we've got probably spaced blues, spaced pinks, and spaced blacks. Looks like it. Very similar to regular battles here. Looks probably like they come out every 2 rounds still. Round 2, round 4, and round 6, because we're currently on round 6. And then those future rounds, again, hard to see the numbers exactly, but you're going to assume that it's 8, 10, 12, blah, 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 blah. Might have some other things sort of incorporated or sprinkled in there that might be different. But that is kind of the general way that it worked in the previous games. Might be very similar in how Battles 2 works. But one thing I will say is what's really weird about this is if you do look very closely on the right side here, it looks like that they're sent yellows coming out against us. So I assume Ninja Kiwi's just trying to tricking us or messing with us a little bit here. Just sort of sending out these yellow balloons for no real reason other than to say that we can because we're in sandbox mode and screw you, Chris, and confusing us as much as we can. So I will talk about that just a second here, but just note that those yellow balloons are coming out and probably shouldn't exist yet. All right, so that's kind of the UI. Oh, last thing about the UI. On the far right side here, there are 3 different additional locked buttons there, and those are probably balloon send options. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be camo regrow, and then also the new addition is going to be fortified. All right, doesn't mean that that's got to be that way, but it's probably that way. So another thing about the balloon sends is you do see the arrow here to kind of scroll over. I really wish there wasn't a scroll arrow. I kind of like to see all the balloons on the screen. It's a personal thing for myself, but we just don't really know. So this is, of course, the mobile version. We do know that it's going to come out for mobile. No matter what, it's going to have a mobile version. The question is, will we have a Steam version and other versions? At launch, maybe not. In recent years, most of the time, they kind of come out with a mobile version, then come out with the Steam version soon after that, or kind of launch along with it. I would assume that Ninja Kiwi wants to do the launch all together. They want to keep kind of all their games together in a similar way, launching on both Steam, mobile, and Android, and iOS all kind of at the same time here. It's not a guarantee, but that's what I would guess that they want to do, whether or not that's possible or not. All right, so now that that's all kind of done, the last two things about the UI here are just the messages section and the flag button. It looks like there's some sort of report button just in case someone's cheating or hacking the game. And then there's also a message button. It could be a message button where we actually get to type and talk to people, but generally speaking, that's not what Kiwi likes to do. They like to have just some sort of emotes, which makes sense. So you can just click that button, you can send an emote saying, "Hello, how you doing, buddy?" Or, "Oh my god, I'm really angry that you just killed me right there. Hurt me real bad here." So that's the UI. I know I talked about this in a lot of detail here, but I feel like we need to understand what is going on and why this is happening. And, of course, kind of the last thing I want to do is kind of touch on when this is going to come out. But before we get there, let's discuss these monkeys on the screen. So if you look at the map, you can definitely tell that this is sort of a weird concoction of weirdness here. We've got some water spaces. We've got the weird monkey from Maze in BTD 6. You've got kind of a barn on the right here. And you've got two different ways that the balloons look like they come in. You've got the natural balloons that look like they come through the entire regular garden path. And then you've got the dirt path that sort of shaped like a U here, comes from the top right, goes down, and then comes back up on the left side here. Those look like they're the scent balloons, while the natural balloons look like they are coming out, looks like, and I say looks like because I'm not actually 100% certain. Looks like the natural balloons are coming out of the garden path and the scent balloons are coming out of the dirt path, but I'm confused a little bit because it looks like also these weird blue balloons either have something weird going on with them or there's some sort of decal on them. And usually the decals are on the scent balloons, not the natural balloons. So it's weird that there's decals on these blue balloons on the top right side over here. Not sure what's going on with that, but Kiwi's either trying to confuse us a little bit or something weird is going on that I don't fully understand yet. Any which way, this is really, really exciting. Okay, Bloons TD Battles 2 is something we've been waiting for a long time. I mean, BTD Battles 1 came out, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago on Flash, slowly worked its way into mobile, then sort of came out on Steam, and now we've been playing it for like 5 years now. That's all awesome. It's got some faults now, though, because they had to stick with their original plan, but now they can start with Battles 2 and just sort of do whatever they want. Doing whatever they want seemingly is very similar to original Battles here. You can notice all the UI is very, very similar. The balloon sends are pretty much the same. The towers are kind of the same organized here. So all that being said, Battles 2 hopefully will be just as awesome as Battle 1, but they take away all the bad stuff out of Battles 1 and just incorporate all of the good stuff, making this just an excellent, excellent game. That's my hope. I've always been rooting for Kiwi. I think they do a great job in almost all situations here, so I cannot fault them at all for their awesome games and just kind of continuing to impress me. But we'll have to see how it goes down. The only thing that I think that they've made a big mistake on in the past is Battles Powers Edition. I think that they screwed that up really, really bad, and adding it to the game in the middle of it was just awful. And I hope that they don't make that same mistake again. So the last thing I want to talk about, or at least touch on here, is when is this going to be released? When can we expect this game? I think most people always look at Kiwi and they assume that this is not coming out for a long time. Maybe it's 2022. Maybe it's really late 2021. But to me, this looks like not a polished game, but it looks like, just from this one picture, they've got all the things incorporated. They've got everything they need. They've got maps already. They've got the tower set up. They've got the game already here. They could release this very soon. And I don't mean to be alarming with you guys here. I don't want to say that it's going to come out next week or anything. But it looks like this game is playable. And if it's playable, it doesn't take that much more effort to add a few maps, add a few things, kind of polish it around, make sure the multiplayer works and make sure the servers work, and then kind of get it to us. So if I had to guess, and I know that this is always something that people want to know, I'm guessing here. I'm going to guess it's coming out this summer. The reason why I'm guessing this is because Kiwi likes to release things on times when people are off or have time to play their games. So they want to release it either early summer, like they did with BTD 6, right around June-ish, early June, or they're going to probably wait until wintertime. All right, maybe September, October, November, somewhere in there, kind of getting ready for the Christmas season. It could depend entirely on how they feel about the game as things roll out. They might not have a basic plan yet that says we have to release on blank date. And I don't really care when it gets released. I just want a good, solid, fun game. I'm excited for June. I really am looking forward to that. But if I have to wait longer than that, that's okay. Now, that all being said, again, could come out earlier than June, could come out later than June. But June is my target month that I think I've got a pretty solid guess on here. All right? Without any secret knowledge or any secret information, that's what I'm rooting for, and you guys will have to find out soon enough. So I know I ranted about this picture for a very, very long time, but this is what we know about Battles 2, and we assume that more and more updates are coming very soon. So if you guys have not liked this video yet, pretty please press that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you can get more updated information as it comes out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.